Hello, everyone. Magical Monday. I am so excited to be here because I have a magical 30 minutes for all of you, whether you catch it live or as replay. It's all around nourishing your body, mind, soul. And it's a talk that I'm doing with a very special guest I have here with me that you'll meet in a minute. And we'll have a thought leader conversation around that topic and how that can help you spark your dream life and also your dream business. And we have tangible stories. We're going to be tapping into my book, Permission to Sparkle. I have a sticker on the front of it, but here's my book, Permission to Sparkle. It's all about that. It's all about how can you make your life more magical in whatever area you'd like to make it more magical. And that can mean whatever it means to you. You call the shots. You design your dream life. So I'm going to introduce my guest. And before I reveal her, I'm actually just going to introduce her without saying the name. I'm going to make it extra a drum roll, and if you can guess who it is, feel free to comment. So my guest today for this special conversation is a spiritual psychic artist and medium. She's a spirit coach, strategist, and multi-modality energy healer. And she has a long bio here. I'm going to tap into it and get the key elements here. So she's had a 30-year business career. And actually, I know from knowing her, she worked in a very rigid, government environment and was very pragmatical and big, a big career in that field. And at some point, she got guided by spirit to pursue the energy healing field after a debilitating chronic condition. And she got several degrees and certifications like Reiki Master, crystal resonance, advanced meditative studies, and Primus healing techniques, advanced angel empowerment practitioner certification, to name a few. And they helped her create a really big vibrational healing in her life. So she connected with holistic and spiritual healing methods to heal herself, and the topic nourishing body, mind, soul, that is something that she has really powerful stories for, as we will talk about my book. So she also has a bunch of stories from her life, actual several near-death experiences, domestic violence, breast cancer, severe life-threatening infections, 20-year-long chronic lung condition, and when she was in 2012, she was on a spiritual trek to Alaska, where I'm at now. And she was introduced to spiritualist teachings and met her master teachers. And I'm going to ask her what that means in a minute for everybody also. And she was told by spirit, you are a spiritual psychic artist. And I know that she was like, oh, what was that about? She didn't know what that means at the time. So I want to bring her on camera now because I don't want to tell her whole story just by holding a monologue here. Welcome, Lois Warnock.
Oh, thank you. And thank you so much. I absolutely love your energy, and you know that from all our years together, and I've lost track. Pardon me, I've lost track of the years, and it is special that I actually discovered all this in Alaska.
It is.
You're in Alaska, so
I
yeah,
know.
so bonds, right?
Yes, and is it such a magical place? So I'm super, super happy to have you here with your background. And before we go deeper into the conversation, I also want to say, as an addition to your introduction, and then I'll let you fill in any blanks of importance that you want to also highlight. Lois has been a big support for me personally as a spirit coach, spirit mentor, and in helping me trust my own intuition and connect more with spirit. And in writing this book, actually, because one of the things that happened for me is that I started getting spirit guide messages, and we always get them apparently, right? But the question is whether we hear them. And so Lois, you helped me to trust them more and actually uh, realize, like, what, I'm not just making this up. Yeah, so it was really, really helpful. And one of the things that I also want to mention and show, and we have 2 watchers, any questions, always welcome, just put them in the chat. We will get to all the questions that you might have. So I have a painting back here, and I'm going to show that real quick. This is Merlin, and it's a painting by Lois Warnock, a spirit guide painting. It's super magical. And Merlin was also a big guide for me in writing this book. There are actually a few chapters in there where Merlin had messages about how you can make your life more sparkly. And Nourish Your Soul is part of all of that. Yeah, with that being said, Lois, what do you want to fill in any blanks? I know there's something you want to mention here. What else do you have up your sleeve before we talk about nourishing your soul more?
Yes, I actually did produce my first spirit guide, soul divination card deck, and that really was a labor of love that reflects, um, my 9 years of drawing portraits and channeling the messages and connecting people to their spirit guides, to people that are in spirit, to
Mm-hmm.
whoever spirit has directed, because spirit always directs, and lots of lessons for myself as well in that. And I love the opportunity with Permission to Sparkle, because Permission to Sparkle, it goes deeper than, you know, doing art and putting glitter on things, right? It's
Yes.
about giving ourselves permission,
Mm-hmm.
not thinking that we have to get permission from other people um, to quantify or qualify what we want to put out in the world. And I absolutely love your message about permission to sparkle, because no matter what we're going through in adversity, um, there's always room for sparkle. And
Oh,
and
that
we
just
know,
makes me
yeah,
feel.
and we know that sparkle heals. Like, really, in an energetic sense. And I mean, there's a whole lot of energy stuff out there for sure. But I just love that Merlin. Um, I remember painting Merlin and drawing Merlin, I think, first for you, and then doing the painting. But it was just like this powerful, powerful energy being that had so much to tell you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Has so much to say. Oh my gosh, you know, we we need her to hear. We need her to connect. We need, and this is for her path, and they're
Mm-hmm.
super excited. So I hear and feel their excitement, and in most cases see their excitement when they're connecting and coming in through for people. And yeah, so Merlin, wow, he's like, I remember one thing about the Merlin painting is, and I do the painting as guided. So
Mm-hmm.
as I was working fabric and some different two-dimensional things on the painting, I remember seeing his, I guess you call it a scepter or a staff, that's on there.
Oh,
You can't really
I
see
don't
him on.
know the name for it,
Yeah,
but
so
yep,
yeah,
there.
so he held that, and he
Mm-hmm.
I got this message, "Go get, you have the top of it, the crystals and
Mm-hmm.
the jewelry," and I went, "Mm, I don't think so. I don't remember seeing that in
Yeah.
my stuff," and I have a lot of costume jewelry that I had from my mom and from my mother-in-law when she
There
after
it is.
she had crossed over, and that's actually who it was from. It was from my mother-in-law, who had all of her daughters had taken what they wanted, and they were kind of just gonna put it, in the garage sale, and I said, "No, I'll take it for my art students because we do a lot of mixture stuff." And so I went and pulled the drawer open, and it was exactly as they had shown me. And I went,
Wow.
I mean, I hadn't even looked at
Chills.
what I had. I know it was like,
Mhm.
"Whoa, okay,
There
perfect.
it is.
Got it." Yeah, incorporated it. So that is goes to that listening, listening to the messages and listening to spirit. And even if it's not a word for word message,
Mhm.
what are we feeling in our heart?
Yeah.
How do we want to um, uh, move forward, and how do we want to nourish that? And that's
Mhm.
why I love this section, and I'll tell you, because this section, first off, it was on my copy, which I'm using a draft copy that I have on my computer from
Mhm.
a while back.
Oh, okay, interesting.
It was page 11. Well, of
Yeah.
course, 11 is my number, right?
Yes,
Uh,
it's still page 11.
So it's still page 11, great. So that first called me, and that whole message of nourishing, how do you nourish your soul? What does that mean? Um, Many, many years ago, I'm going to date myself here, probably 30, maybe more. Um, I remember picking up a book, and I don't even know who wrote it. I don't recall who wrote it. And I remember that line in that book was saying, surround yourself with the people that nourish your soul. And I
Mm.
went, oh, it
Right.
just, that line. I mean, I don't remember a whole lot about the book I know what the context was, but that specific line, and I thought, wow. Yeah, so we put nourishing food in our body and we do healthy things, exercise, we do this, we do that. But what about all of that, all of the people and also the energy that they carry?
Mhm.
So it isn't saying get rid of all the people that don't have the great energy. It's just saying pay attention to how it really affects you,
Yeah,
and
that's really good.
also, how can they nourish you? And
Mhm.
you know that when you're healing, and certainly in your journey,
Yep.
the importance of it's critical
Mhm.
to surround yourself with medical staff, with healing staff, with all of those um, people that would assist you to move forward in your healing, because it's helping, even though we seek traditional medical um, avenues, that's fine.
Mhm.
But have that energy piece in there. And yeah, so I know I kind of went way off over here, but
And you were great.
that's kind of what spirit does, right?
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. I love it. Thank you for all of that. I know there's so many gems in there. So I would love for people who are watching any gems, anything that resonates for you, please comment. We love seeing what resonates. We love celebrating with you if you catch gems. And then also it's for you, as you acknowledge that you catch things, it helps you capture them so that they're not just fleeting thoughts and you're like, ooh, jam, boom, landed. So it's one of the things that can help you. So I want to give a quick glimpse of the chapter here, and read the I have in all the chapters here. I have a how this chapter helps you, and I want to read that part and then just springboard the conversation, and then we're going to go into a few actual story examples of how nourishment helped us make our life more sparkly, life and business. Whatever stories will come through. To give you examples, and then also tangible tools of what you can do, what that can look like. So here's a chapter. The chapter is a playlist to nourish your soul. And how this chapter helps. This chapter is to fill your heart with goodness and soul food before you start the whole permission to sparkle adventure. Do this so you're ready for your trip and to instantly start feeling good. And to start a practice to always nourish your soul every moment in all your choices, meaning always choosing what you and your soul truly want. Sometimes that will be long-term soul food and not instant. Real soul food takes time, and you can nourish yourself all the time. And then there are a bunch of play prompts in here, and I'm just going to pick one here, and then I'll give the word to you, Lois, in what comes up for you. So here's one play prompt, a 2-second play prompt that just came up. It says, make it visible. And I didn't prepare for this. I'm just going by flow and intuition. I have no idea what this is about. Okay. Stick your list on your refrigerator or bathroom mirror. Then decide to do one thing from it every day for 5 days in a row. So this pertains to a simple question. What can you do as soul food for yourself? On an everyday basis, and just make a list and then stick it on the refrigerator, and that can be a playlist for you, and do one thing every day for 5 days, and that will actually help you retrain your brain and get a new cool habits, all that stuff. Lois.
Well, I love that. And one of the things that I put on my mirror, because that's what I use, I have a lot of grandchildren, and the fridge is kind of filled with all their artwork.
Yes.
So it kind of gets lost in there. But as I'm getting ready for the morning is just the simple statement, I am in perfect health. And
Mm,
and sometimes that is a challenge when we're going through these periods of disruption, I want to call them,
mm,
um, is to really look at ourselves, but really look at yourself in the mirror, look at your eyes, and see what spirit sees. And you see,
mm,
spirit sees this perfection.
mm,
Spirit sees the perfection of what your soul would bring out to the
nice.
world. And
Mhm,
so when you start to look at yourself and, whether you say it, think it, I am in perfect health. Also, that I am statement, which of course in the teachings is about God, I
yeah,
am, and
right,
you
yeah.
are the light. You shine your light. And that's what I
Mhm,
absolutely love. Those things can nurture your soul. And also too is this, there's many different energy techniques,
mhm,
wrapping yourself in a beautiful violet light.
mhm,
If pink is your favorite color, take the pink light and wrap yourself around just as you're getting out of bed in the morning.
mhm,
It doesn't have to be huge dramatic things. It can be just simple little um, uh, techniques to really help with your energy, of what's going on around you. Because we know in energy healing, in that we heal layers of the etheric body, and then the physical body starts to heal. And
yeah.
so that's just a little tip there.
Yes, I love that, and I'm gonna give a tangible example for that because you guided me with these tips during my, cancer healing journey,
Right.
and, I remember you were saying, that these mantras of I am perfect health. That was one of the things that I also tried on. And as a human, we can have mind interference, right? Here I was going breast cancer, chemo, all those things, and looking in the mirror and saying I am in perfect health. That was challenging. I love that you gave this example of on a soul level, we are in perfect health always. And for me, when I did say that, so it's true, right? It has to ring true somehow. If it doesn't ring true, and if you're like, I don't believe that, then it doesn't really ring. Then you have inner resistance. So, but for me, what it did notice is like every word that I spoke, that was a feel good choice, like something that gave me good energy, healing energy, positive energy. It would make my body resonate in a positive way, in a heal, and that would create healing energy for me. So yeah, so that was one example.
Yeah, and the I remember us talking about, because I did the journey of breast cancer,
Yep.
and as it was stage 3, they did the chemo first, the elixirs
Mhm.
first, right? I
Yes,
love that
yes.
word, elixirs, right?
And words, yeah.
And I always envision it, um, as the violet light going
Mhm,
in. So I would see the it going in the violet color, even though it wasn't violet. I would see it as the violet. I would
mhm.
close my eyes because violet is the color of that transmutes anything that is less than in the teachings of Master Saint Germain. And
Mm,
there's many ascended masters and many, all these different versions, and I love that. I actually flipped a card, drew a card
yes,
from my
awesome.
deck for the talk, and it's actually he's called Many Fish on the River, and he is,
Right.
but it's
Yeah.
all about perspective.
Mhm.
That's his main message is perspective, and so there's many perspectives of psychic development, spiritual tracks,
Yes.
energy healing, you name it, there's a gazillion. And
Mhm.
it is really about using our own discernment. And what is it, like what you said, what resonates with you?
Yes.
And Spirit just said, imagine that you were learning to write.
Mhm.
And so in grade, I don't know, 2, I think they had originally started that, but your pen was very when you started to write, you were very jagged, and your hand probably resisted the transition from printing to the cursive writing because
Mhm.
we weren't used to it. But as we did it more and more, it just became this flowing, um, beautiful handwriting.
Yes.
Even if it's messy, it's still beautiful handwriting.
Mhm.
And that's kind of how they equate that, telling yourself that message, because they're giving
Mm.
us things from the spirit world, and we are transitioning it to the physical,
Yes, yes, that makes
being
sense.
in that physical.
Mhm.
So, I mean, all those things, and I think the main thing too is about that whole self-love peace and self-compassion and
Yeah.
being kind being kind to your body in what
Mhm.
it's going through, and be in gratitude. And I think I wrote that down on one of the pages that I was reviewing, is
Mhm.
this piece of gratitude to say thank you, body. I thank my body in the morning when I get up and say thank you for getting me through another day, because my body's had a kind of a rough go of it, with all of the things. Um, but I just simply say thank you. I'm here. I'm walking my soul path. I'm
Yeah.
doing things, and I am in gratitude that even though I had a difficult time breathing, period. I mean, I'm grateful every morning when I wake up and am breathing easier, with
Mhm.
much
Nice.
more ease and grace. So,
Nice.
looking at those things, and I also love that this doesn't have to be serious, strict work. This is about, like you, having fun, bringing that sparkle into it,
Mhm.
and we know that we learn better when we're having fun, and we heal better when
Yes,
we are in
yes.
that fun sparkle energy.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for that cue. I want to say so many things about this now, but we only have 6 minutes kind of left. So I love telling stories, and I know that they make things relatable and tangible for people. So if you want to think of a story for you while I'm sharing one of mine, so one thing. I keep sharing this story, but it's just so important. And it's been such a shift for me. It was literally giving myself permission to experience joy while I was going through cancer. That was ridiculous in a way because I was in a space where I was already aware of mindset work and of uh, all the things. I wanted to heal from the inside, and I have my support team of doctors and spiritual mentor like you, and energy healing, and all the things going. But I was in the middle as a person who's orchestrating, right? Like, we're in charge of our what we create in life and what we experience. And if we're not fully on board and loving ourselves, everything is shit. And I was shitting on myself, literally, in my mind, in my self talk. I was telling myself at the beginning of my journey that I don't know, I'm not doing this right. My mindset is not right. I don't know how to do this. I don't know. Everything was like really hard for me, the way I was talking to myself. And at some point, I I really learned through cancer to pull the plug and to pay really attention to, okay, shifting to joy as a choice. Like, what brings me joy? Like, and that goes into self-love and self-nourishment, right? It's like, so it was for me choosing environments that gave me joy. And like you say, like surrounding myself with people that feel like soul food, go to spaces that felt like soul food. And it like instantly, I felt it in my body, and my life started changing and getting better and better, and I navigated so much better with more resilience, and also with little side effects. Like, for me during the chemo, what actually happened was like, um, I stunned doctors all the time in my healing, and it was at the end of my intense chemo period. They were always looking at the blood works, right? Like, how's your
Mhm.
blood
Yeah.
reacting? Checking it. And my doctor, I was celebrating my last chemo, and my doctor, she came to me and she was like, I don't understand how you did it, but your blood work got better and better during chemo. Most people, it goes worse and worse. And I know all of that sparkle work and spirit support and me focusing on joy and soul food, body, mind, soul food, and inner self talk, all of that, and your tools also. Like, I did all of that stuff, like visualizing, oh, the chemo is like not negative word, it's like not, it's elixir. I wrote love on the elixir. I visualized, for me, a lot of times it was golden light. That's healing light. I brought playful things to really focus my energy on that, and what we can feel in our body. And like, you guys, as you're watching this, you can test this for yourself. Watch the news. How does that make you feel? It's very simple. Watch a fairy tale of your favorite superhero. How does that make you feel? It's like, what we focus on creates a different energy in our body, and we get to give ourselves permission to feel playful, to feel sparkly, to feel joy, and that creates healing. Lois, the mic is yours. Bing! Here's a mic drop.
Yeah. My turn. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I love that, and there's a lot of things that I echo, with what you're saying, and I remember kind of that same story, because they did mine chemo first, then surgery, then
Mhm.
radiation. When I went, and I actually intuitively I knew what was he was going to say, the specialist, and the surgeon said he had this very puzzled look on his face, and I was kind of smiling, and I'd never really told him all what I was doing energetically. I was seeking him for the traditional medical, because I knew I needed it. And my guides told me I needed what I needed.
Mhm.
And so, and I remember him saying, huh, hmm, um, well, protocol says we should do this, but you know what? And he's looking at the blood work and going, I don't know. There's like, usually we have a residual cell memory kind of thing with cancer, but I don't see anything. I don't even know if I should do surgery on you, but protocol says blah blah blah. And it was very interesting because, the short story is the guides actually intervened and tried to not have me go through surgery, but I ended up going through surgery. So
Mhm.
whatever that was meant to transpire, but it's about being our own, speaking specifically of that, is our own health advocate and feeling into it, right?
Yep.
Feeling into it, because when
Yes.
we feel light about that, then we know we're on the right track. If we feel really, if the energy is extremely heavy or kind of disruptive, then we need to just take a step back and,
Mhm.
consider. And
Yeah.
it's not like yes or no, because sometimes it's not as clear as yes or no, but
Yes.
just to take back and consider that. So I love that. And I also love that, you know, with this whole, to wrap up that nourishing, surrounding yourself. And remember that people should fill up your energy
Mhm.
and they shouldn't deplete it.
Yeah, so that's one thing for me, like, too, like, my next soulmate requirement, like, that I feel expansive and my best
Mhm.
version of me, that energy, yeah, that's a
Yeah.
really good pleasure, and surrounding yourself with these people, yep. Yes, thank you, Lois, and
And
we're
call in spirit. You
yes,
don't need to know
yes,
who they are. Just call in your helping team, whether they're angelic, fairies, elves, you know, spirit guides,
mhm.
whomever, just call in your spirit team to assist you in your journey.
Yes. Yes, 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 yes. And I heard, or I read in a bunch of spiritual books too, that we have to actually ask them for help because they're not supposed to just intervene and just bing, 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 magic, 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 magic. Like we have choices.
Well,
Right.
it's that theory of free will, right? And
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
and there are occasions where I just want to say that they will intervene if
Mhm.
it's not meant for you to like the near death experiences that
Oh, yeah.
I experienced. For sure, I understand that a bit better in terms of when they would and when they wouldn't.
Mhm.
So yeah, I mean, but they're here and they just say, call us for help, call us in. And even if it's a thought,
Mhm.
calling for help here.
Yeah, makes a difference. Thank you so much, Louis. So I already blended in where people can find out more about you. Would you mention what can people find when they come to you? What magic do you help people with? And who are the people who get the most out of working with you right now?
Well, my love first of course is connecting to your spirit guides and drawing them and channeling messages. So that is sort of a standalone thing. And then I am doing spirit coaching, and I also have a new program that's in development that I will be posting on the website, or you can just email me and say, because sometimes technology is not my friend. Um, but nah, sorry, but um, is just send me an email and say, "Hey, I'm interested," and I'll send you some links to information or the actual document information. Same thing with the spirit guide cards, and I'm developing a program that is a combination of the cards, the journal, because I'm currently working on a expansion journal for transformation, and that will be incorporated into an actual program. And I'm
Mhm.
teaming up with uh, another lady who is amazing in terms
Mhm.
of body, mind, soul.
Yes.
And so we're going to be putting a program out that will begin in May for
Yeah.
7 weeks.
Yeah.
So
That's
yeah,
amazing.
so if you're curious, all you have to be is curious. Send me, tag me, um, just go to my website. It has my email. You can
Yeah.
also sign up for my email list.
Yes. So I'm going to say from my view too, like for who it might be for, and you can correct me if you have different view on this. But for me, it's helped me in both like my personal life and then also my business. So like I really got so much out of working with you. Was connecting with my magic more and with my spirit support team and trusting intuition, and that has helped me to navigate like feeling fully supported and more supported. Like it's been one of the huge things for me to get trust and faith at the beginning of my cancer journey. That was
Yeah,
a huge pillar to not worry all the time, because if we're here by ourselves and just thinking we have to figure everything out and only use our mind, we're running on this fraction of our capacity. We have so much more, and it comes from our heart and our intuition, and also that we're universe supported. Whatever your belief is, you don't even have to believe in spirit guides or whatever. It doesn't matter. If you believe there's a higher power, Lois can help you access wisdom through that. And for me, it's also showed up in my business because it helped me write my book, and I'm getting specific. I can ask Lois anything in strategy sessions. Whatever serves me best comes through. Also to build my business. You actually channel the name of my program, The Alchemy of Design, and that. so it can also be that kind of stuff. So if you have a big calling and want to get more support, connect with Lois.
Absolutely. Would love to hear from you.
Yes. Lois, thank you so much for having been on the call. Thank you, everybody, for watching, for being curious, for your own nourishment, for your soul nourishment. It will help you sparkle. It will help you make your life more awesome. If you want to find out more about me, it's on my website, astridmuller.com. You get a book without a sticker. and also more magic access from me about my work. You'll see more there as well. Okay. Bye,
Thank you.
everyone. Sparkles and blessings to everyone.